What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. And, I've been privately complaining to some people that ever since the NBA Finals, not a lot has been going on to talk about. But today has been a very, very busy day. This is some breaking news from Sham Sharani of ESPN. So credit goes to him for breaking the story. And that is that federal authorities are investigating Detroit Pistons guard Malik Beasley on allegations of gambling related to NBA games and prop bets. The allegations are from the 2023-24 season when Beasley played for the Milwaukee Bucks. Beasley averaged 11.3 points in 79 games that year, during which he made a career-high 77 starts. At least one prominent U.S. sportsbook detected unusually heavy betting interest on Beasley's statistics beginning around January 2024, a gambling industry source told ESPN's Dave Purdom. A gambling industry source pointed to a game between the Bucks and the Trailblazers on January 31st of 2024. The odds on Beasley recording fewer than 2.5 rebounds moved significantly at sportsbooks before the game, shortening from around plus 120 to around negative 250 due to a surge of action on the under. Beasley finished with 6 rebounds, and the bets that were deemed unusual lost. Quote, an investigation is not a charge. Beasley's attorney, Steve Haney, told ESPN Malik is afforded the same right of the presumption of innocence as anyone else under the U.S. Constitution. As of now, he has not been charged with anything. Beasley was 28 years old, and the Pistons were in talks on a 3-year, $42 million contract to bring the free agent sharpshooter back to Detroit, but now talks are on pause. The Pistons told ESPN today that they were aware of an investigation into Beasley and are deferring further comment to the NBA. Quote, we are cooperating with the federal prosecutors' investigation, NBA spokesman Mike Bass has stated. The 9-year veteran averaged 16.3 points while appearing in all 82 games last season, his first with the Pistons. He made 319 three-pointers, the most in the season in Pistons franchise history. Now, this sounds familiar as far as prior players being accused of this. Last year, former Toronto Raptors forward Jontay Porter was banned by the NBA for life after a league investigation found Porter disclosed confidential information to sports bettors and wagered on games. And it was earlier this year, it was announced that Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier was under federal investigation for activity related to unusual betting patterns surrounding him in a March 2023 game when he was playing for the Hornets. Rozier has not been charged with any crime, nor has he faced any sanction from the NBA. I guess someone wrote this article was related to Bleeker Andrews. For some reason, they mentioned 5 years ago when Beasley played for the Timberwolves, he pled guilty to a felony charge of threats of violence and was sentenced to 120 days in jail, which he served after the 2020-21 season. He also was suspended for 12 games by the NBA in 2021 as a result of the guilty plea. Look, I don't know whether he's guilty or innocent. We got to wait until this investigation concludes to see what the end result is. I hope that he's not guilty of anything like that. I don't think it makes a damn whether he's betting for himself or against himself. I know on the face of it, it's worse to be betting against yourself because you're essentially betting against the team. But even if you're betting for yourself, you're still doing things that goes against what the team may need at any particular moment. You're putting yourself ahead of the team. So even if you're betting on yourself in this situation, especially as a player, Well, you might be asking for yourself to do something that goes outside the normal role that you provide for that team, and that could still affect the outcome of a game. So it's still terrible to be betting on yourself um, in these types of situations. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you give it insider information. Um, I will say this too. I look at that contract that the Pistons gave him or offered him that's on hold now, 3 year, $42 million. It seems kind of low. Then I see it's a mid-level exception, and I did a little reading, and the Pistons almost traded him during the midseason. So I think that indicates that maybe he approached management and may have asked them not to trade him. And as a consequence, they didn't trade him, but they're pretty much lowballing him that offer, which means he wants to stay there. He likes the team, maybe he likes the environment, whatever. Um, I'm always, I put it out there to say this, man. I'm all at this stage from observing how a lot of these teams move, how a lot of these organizations move. Um, you never know exactly who snitched on him if he did do something like that just to get rid of him. I don't trust. I'm not now. If he did do that, then that's his dumbness. But what I'm getting at is, I never, uh, I never look at any organization as clean. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that the NBA spies on these players. These players are making millions of dollars, and these guys represent the league. And not only does the NBA do it, but these owners do it. These owners oftentimes have spies watching these players move. So that's why I don't understand why some of these guys do the shit they do. But some of these dudes are dumbasses. So, like I said before, I hope he didn't do that, but we'll see. So, right now, while he's being investigated, he's not with a team. And it's just interesting that this pops up just as he's about to sign with the Detroit Pistons. You know what I'm saying? Which is why I'm kind of looking at the Pistons a little bit, a little side-eyed. Like, did they have something to do with, snitching on this guy to the federal government about this shit, or the district U.S. district attorney, I should say, office? I don't know. Or was this a third party that did this? Some I don't know. Outside the league. But anyway, tell me what you guys think, man.